Welcome back, Georgia Department of Education and Community for High School Health and Physical Education. My name is Felicia Colquitt, and thank you again for viewing part 2 of our Teaching and Learning in Physical Education. Let's review our learning targets. I can list and describe 3 research-based best practices for teaching quality physical education. I can explain the importance of instructional feedback, and I can present an effective closure to a group of peers. Our success criteria. I'll know when I am successful when I can list and describe 3 research-based best practices for teaching quality education, explain the importance of instructional feedback, and present an effective closure to a group of peers. Effective planning and teaching in physical education helps students pursue a lifetime of helpful physical activity, learn the skills necessary to participate in a variety of physical activities, understand the implications and the benefits of involvement in various types of physical activities, participates regularly in physical activity, is physically fit, and value physical activity and its contributions to a healthful lifestyle. Keep in mind that we are focused on our teaching essentials for effective instructions. They are introduction, safety, behavior management, organization, teacher use of time, task presentation, content development, instructional feedback, and closure. In this session, I will discuss the following teaching essentials: teacher use of time, task presentation, instructional feedback, and closure. Teaching Essential 5. Teacher use of time. During a physical education class, a teacher must maximize the time allotted to ensure all students are successful. In order to achieve this goal, teachers must have the 7 functions during activities: safe environment, students understand the task, observe to determine what the whole class is doing, recheck continuously for productivity, observe and help individuals, no elimination games, and no lines. Teaching Essential 6. Task presentation. A student's achievement is the direct result of a teacher's influence over the classroom. Therefore, it is important to be prepared when setting up the classroom to do the following: orient the learner, set the introduction, sequence the presentation in a logical order, give examples and non-examples, personalize the presentation, repeat things difficult to understand, draw on the personal experience of students, check for understanding, and present material dynamically. Teaching Essential 8. Instructional feedback. Feedback is information given to the learner about his or her performance relative to learning targets and success criteria. This can be done verbal or written, and also given from teacher and or peers. Please take a moment and watch the video on effective feedback.
Feedback is a powerful way to achieve improvement in teaching and learning. It is an integral part of every teacher's practice and, when used effectively, can improve student learning by as much as 8 months. As teachers and school leaders, it's essential to understand what evidence-based feedback is if we're to unlock the greatest possible benefits for our students. So, what does the research tell us about feedback in teaching? Feedback is an ongoing process of goal setting, gathering evidence about student learning, and providing instruction that makes clear the next actions to improve performance. Feedback can be given by the teacher, peers, or the student themselves. 2 evidence-based models for feedback have been developed by Hattie and Timperley and Black and William. Both models propose 3 important questions for both the student and teacher to consider. Where is the learner going? Students and teachers need to be clear about the learning goals and what success looks like. Goals need to be appropriately challenging so the students can succeed and grow. Where is the learner right now? Evidence is gathered about the student's knowledge, skills, and performance relative to the learning goals and tasks. How does the learner get there? This involves clarifying the steps the student needs to take to achieve the learning goals. If needed, the teacher adapts or changes the teaching and learning activities to meet the student's needs. Feedback can be directly related to the learning task, which is useful. However, feedback about the processes underlying the task or about how students self-regulate their learning is more powerful. So, what are the benefits of effective feedback? Research indicates that effective feedback can increase student effort and outcomes, lead to more effective learning strategies, and improve student self-regulation. The benefits for teachers are also significant. Effective feedback practices provide evidence about student learning related to learning goals and the curriculum. This helps teachers understand the impact of their teaching and, if needed, where to adapt strategies to better meet the needs of their students. To improve and sustain good feedback practices, it is vital that educators work collaboratively. School leaders can support teachers by prioritising feedback and implementing a whole school approach, providing access to resources and opportunities for professional learning and collaboration. Teachers can develop their feedback practices by communicating clear learning goals, trialling activities that provide evidence of student learning, planning for task, process, and self-regulated feedback, checking that students understand and act on the feedback provided, and working with colleagues to develop and refine feedback practices. Feedback is evidence-based and inexpensive to implement. It offers a powerful approach to enriching teacher practice and significantly enhancing student growth. For resources that will help you improve your feedback practices, visit aitsl.edu.au.
Teaching Essential 9. At the end of the class, please make sure that you review what students have learned. These are the learning targets and success criteria. Check for understanding and always encourage physical activity outside of physical education. Take a moment and think while I am reading the slide. Let's think about what does this mean to us as educators when planning and implementing our lessons. Every teacher teaches 3 lessons: the one we plan to teach, the one we actually teach, and the one we wish we had taught. Again, we must never forget how well you teach equals how well they learn. Thank you for viewing this webinar. Please continue to visit the site and encourage others to join the Georgia Department of Education community. I'm looking forward to your feedback and ideas. And as always, healthy living.